Hey down there. Looks like somebody's getting ready to watch Where Dreams Go to Die, the tale of Gary Robbins and the Barkley Marathons. Now before you press play, let's make sure you're up to speed. Have you even ever heard of the Barkley Marathons?
I have to.
Pipe down, kid. We'll get there. The Barkley Marathons is not what you think. It's not a 26.2-mile run around a pretty city. This isn't one of those cute little obstacle course races where everyone gets a free headband. In fact, the Barkley crushes that candy-ass high-five fest where everyone gets a medal and cheap beer at the finish. We're talking about running 5 loops each somewhere between 20 and 30 miles, climbing well over 60,000 feet of an off-trail, unmarked route, all while trying to collect unique pages out of books hidden amongst trees, rocks, and giant briars that cut your flesh like razor wire. An unknown start time announced to campers by the blowing of a conch shell, 60 hours to complete the entire thing, no GPS or watches permitted, and a guarantee that each year gets harder than before. A race director that's 1 part evil mastermind, 1 part stand-up comedian, and 1 part sadist. Good luck figuring out how to apply. Topped off with completely unpredictable weather, rain, snow, flooding, and fog you'd be lucky to see your own feet in. Thousands have attempted, but only 15 have ever finished the Barkley Marathons. Sounds fun, doesn't it? This certainly isn't your neighborhood mud ride, so before you continue watching, be sure to check out a few other resources. Everyone's agog over the documentary The Barkley Marathons, The Race That Eats Its Young, and frozen Ed Furtaugh's book, Tales from Out There. Great read. So, now are you ready to sit back and enjoy Where Dreams Go to Die? Great! Oh, one last thing.
I officially approve of Where Dreams Go to Die and hope you enjoyed the journey. Let's start the show.
And so that pretty much assured us of getting permission. And then the guy that was the deputy warden was a big runner, a trail runner and stuff. He showed us the tunnel. He said, "You gotta go through the tunnel." I think we'd like that. You always have to have appropriate titles. This one works both for the runners and for the prison.
In 2016, I was offered the opportunity of a lifetime. I had been given special permission to document my dear friend Gary Robbins' dream of attempting the Barkley Marathons. This being our first time to Tennessee, we were welcomed by rain, tornado warnings, seeking safety and shelter in a Walmart parking lot, and an all-night trek to set up camp in Frozen Head State Park.
Maybe. Well, does it have an auto lock or what is it? I'll do it.
Okay. Gary Robbins from North Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, and I am currently standing in Frozen Head State Park in Wartburg, Tennessee. I'm about to run in circles through these mountains in an attempt at an impossible race known as the Barkley Marathons. Barkley Marathons, as most people know now from a documentary that recently came out, is a race held annually here in Frozen Head State Park. It was the most obscure of obscure events. There is no marking. There are books hidden in the forest. A lot of it is off trail. Every time there's a finisher, they make the race slightly harder to keep it at the parameters, the outer limit of human potential. It's called a 100-miler. It is known to be at least 130 miles. The latest stats that were sent through was that this race had a total of 133,000 feet of climbing and descent.
To put that into perspective, that's more elevation gain than Western States and the Hard Rock 100 combined. It's also more elevation change than climbing and descending Mount Everest from sea level twice.
I am packing Halloween candy boxes. I'm basically going trick-or-treating in the forest for the next couple of days.
So I'm incredibly excited to be here because Barkley for me has been meaningful for 8, close to 10 years. I've spoken with, and in the past, spoken with a bunch of finishers and really got insight into what this race is all about. I feel like for someone that hasn't been here before, I certainly I've done enough research to understand what I was actually going to be asking to participate in once I did apply. So I wasn't applying for years on end waiting. It was kind of like I was waiting for years on end to finally apply.
For an athlete who has set numerous fastest known times, course records, outright won or completed some of the most difficult races and adventure runs in the world, the Barkley is the ultimate challenge, both physically and mentally.
Never been nervous to check in for a race before. Such a crazy event. I was over the moon excited about getting into the race this year for so many reasons, not the least of which the level of knowledgeable returning runners. There's just a lot of people that know what they're doing out here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hang with these guys. My expectation going into this was to finish the race, and nothing less than that was going to be a success for me.
I'm so happy. Oh no, there's a book in Braille.
There's a book in Braille. Sir, Gary Robbins.
Gary Robbins.
Pleasure to meet you. My license plate from the home province of Newfoundland and Labrador.
After years of training and preparing for the Barkley and a long, secretive application process, Gary Robbins finally gets a chance to meet the race director, Lazarus Lake, in person.
Number 39.
All right, thank you, good sir.
Very last guy. Have fun out there tomorrow.
I will do my best. All right, I'm gonna go start studying, kids.
The runners now have a limited time to study this year's surprise course description, make notes on their maps of book locations, and mentally prepare for the difficult journey ahead. A fun twist is that each year, the Barkley can begin anytime between midnight and noon the following day. None of the runners know the start time and are forced to endure the wait until the sound of a conch is heard. This year, the conch isn't blown until late the next morning.
Good morning. Let's go say hi. Good morning.
Yeah, a floating 12-hour start is like the most ridiculous thing ever. I thought I was just gonna be able to tune out and go to sleep, and I hardly slept. At least everyone's car alarms are going off now, so not like you would want to sleep much longer. Ready for them to blow the conch. I can't even believe there's only 2 hours left for them to be able to do so. But it's like a symphony right now, so it's the mix of the car alarms, the barking dogs, the flapping tarps. I can't wait to get out on the trail and get away from all of you people.
Each year, the blowing of the conch shell signals to runners in camp that they have 1 hour until the race officially starts. This year, runners had to anxiously wait nearly 11 hours to hear it.
I actually am feeling pretty good. Lube, junk, lube your junk, lube your junk. This is the list of things to not forget each and every lap.
Despite the smiles and humor, these 60 minutes are ominous. Gary and the other runners quickly ready their gear and prepare for Laz's traditional lighting of the cigarette, signifying the start of the Barkley. With the runners now off on their first of 5 unaided loops, Gary's crew, comprised of ultrarunner and wife Linda, son Reed, high school friend Sean Martin, and friend Kimberly Tashima Newberry, decide to hike up to the fire tower in hopes of seeing the runners come through. The tower, perched high above the infamous Rat Jaw climb, provides a perfect lookout for incoming runners. More than 5 hours after the start of the Barkley, the first runners appear. It's Gary, an accomplished adventurer, 2-time Barkley finisher Jared Campbell, that lead the frontrunners up Rat Jaw.
Good job, Gary.
Yeah, Gary. 18. Good job, Jared.
In an effort to keep the course secret and runners' experiences truly remote and solitary, Laz restricts crews, spectators, cameras, and all media from visiting or filming any portion of the course. The exceptions are camp and the tower.
If I can get it out of this thing. Thanks, guys.
As quickly as they arrived, the runners turn around and run back down Rat Jaw.
So we're gonna go through just basic stuff right now with how I want to do stuff in between laps. As you see, there are buckets, everything is labeled. These buckets here are labeled fresh headlamps, and 2 of them are labeled interloopal. So I think when we come in the first time, it's gonna be quick. It's gonna be a group of people, and we're all gonna be racing to get back out and go again.
Right.
Yeah, so the first one will be the most stressful. Yeah, yeah.
We're done, right?
Runners must complete each loop in under 12 hours. These 3 leaders managed to finish in 8.
Could you slow only yourself down? Are y'all going to take a break or just go straight out?
For a few minutes, yeah.
Once Laz confirms that all of the books were visited and pages accounted for, the runners are free to refuel and ready for the next loop.
13. Alright, so is it easier than you expected?
It's so much harder than I expected, and I was expecting it to be really hard. But I'm excited. I actually really enjoy what you put together here.
Every loop gets easier.
That's what I'm counting on.
Good job, man.
All right, guys. 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Jared wants to be gone in 10. This pole fell apart, and see if you can fix it. I need the hot food. Is there a burger?
What do you want in there? Say when.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, water in the bladder?
I need that bladder full of water, please.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's beautiful, but it's actually way harder than I thought it was going to be. I can't even put it in words. I cannot imagine what they would be like wet. Okay, I'm going to change right here. So.
Okay. You want a long sleeve shirt?
Nope.
Ready to be proud someday?
Yeah. Yeah, that's all. Come with me. I need you to hand me that, please.
Okay.
There's one broke.
Okay.
Okay.
Cowboy.
Go big, go.
Because when you take your bibs, you can get no more help.
I appreciate the reminder.
8:15:54.
Thank you very much.
Go get them.
Okay, gotta go, guys. Love you. Not you.
Okay, so I'm flattening out the book pages from the books that Gary got. He was bib number 39, and they're supposed to grab the page that corresponds with their bib number. He's now on a second loop with a new bib number, so he'll grab a different page. Treasury of Joy and Enthusiasm, with the chapter title of Life Can Be a Joyous Adventure. What did I do wrong? And there's a Braille book. I don't read Braille, so I can't read that title.
While Gary and Jared are hours into their second loop, the first night falls over Frozen Head State Park. So do the freezing temperatures. Some runners manage to finish the first loop before the 12-hour cutoff. Some even muster the strength to start their second loop.
Off I go. Thanks, guys.
However, with the difficulty of the Barkley, there are many who do not continue on. Laz and his accomplice Danger Dave have a tradition for that.
No mas? We have a customer.
Oh,
Are you positive you don't want to go to camp?
T'es sûr que tu veux pas aller te changer, réfléchir et revenir après?
I can hear it in his voice. I didn't need to know French.
Yeah.
I'm done. Are we ready?
The first night in camp is restless as crews await their runners and the stories from out there. Just after 4:30 a.m., Gary and Jared return to camp, managing to finish their second loop in 11 hours.
Touch. Here's Gary.
Nice
job,
Gary.
guys.
1902, 32,
You know it. Here, let's count them off together. Uno, dos, 12, and 13. 13.
All right, y'all want these?
I do. Yeah.
Well, you're looking good. I told you the second loop was easier than the first.
You were right.
one.
Absolutely right. Definitely. Third gets easier again, doesn't it?
Third gets easy. Well, you're going the opposite direction, so it's downhill the whole time.
20 minutes. Someone on a watch. And this spin with the bananas, the oranges, and the gnocchi is repetitive. So every lap that I come in, we want a gnocchi cooked off. And the very first thing when I come into camp every time is you have to jam banana in my mouth. I don't know if so that's yeah. I need one of those bottles in the big ones with the water.
Okay.
I'm not gonna touch that banana.
Okay.
If you want. I'm just going to change my shorts and my socks. I felt really bad. I didn't get to see you off last lap. I need my leg cream. My
Anti-inflammatory is right here.
Banana.
Try the banana.
We got it done and that lap went really well. We just took one small detour. Got lost for a little bit. Probably would have been in 45 earlier, but I mean, this is impossible to do on your own. It, like, you probably saw the number of virgins that came down and like, fuck this shit. Time?
It is 9:54.
Go through the list.
Poles.
They're outside.
Yep. Nip tape.
Yep.
Lube.
Yep.
Map.
Yep.
You're at 16 minutes. 16.
Love you, babe. Can you help me, Keith, please?
Yep.
You're walking easy all the way up. Any other food? 2 different heights. Any other food you want to take up there?
Bye, babe. Love you. Yeah, I forgot. It actually cracked off the tip at the end. All right, that's awesome. Thank you for fixing those. Oh, why the fuck didn't I just stand right here?
You're going to be screaming when you walk away.
Just walk behind me for the next 26 miles.
Get him.
You got your bib? I don't yet, but I will soon.
Probably good.
Is that mine?
That is yours.
Thank you, good sir. It's a good number. So good to see you.
Go get it, guys.
There
While Gary and Jared are the first to start their third loop, the morning light allows many who are still out there to finish their first or second. While some of the toughest athletes in the sport arrive and debate continuing on, some are happy to make it back at all.
Didn't finish the loop.
Testament to the toughness of this course, a group of runners returned to camp 32 hours after they started, only completing one loop. That's 20 hours after loop 1 cutoffs.
This guy was clean shaven when he left.
Like you said, it keeps getting easier out there.
You're going to touch the gate?
Thank you.
20.
Thank you very much.
All right. Y'all want to just go straight back out? Or?
No, we're going to take 90 minutes.
By completing the third loop, Gary and Jared have finished what is referred to as the Barkley Fun Run. They make the decision to get some sleep before heading out on the final 2 loops.
Basically, we start a timer, and in an hour and 5 minutes from right now, I want you to wake me up.
Okay.
And I need to try and get a couple of things done real quick before I lay down.
Do you want to eat something?
I do need to eat something for sure. I'm going to give you guys a couple of quick instructions, and then I'm hitting the sack.
Yep.
I want to continue to wear both pairs of shorts that I have and my arm sleeves.
Yeah.
So if you can just take those and hang those and kind of air them out.
Okay.
I want to switch my shoes to the other Sense Mantra 2, Sense Pro 2, the Oilers colors.
Okay, where are they?
I cannot leave without those poles.
You want a Noki right now?
Yes, please. Hamburgers for sure.
Do you want a banana? Eat a banana.
No, I can't do it. Hi.
Papa's right there.
Hi. What are you doing? How do I smell? Amazing.
Don't traumatize.
Okay, I have to get in this tent.
Gary and Jared agree to take the time to sleep after loop 3. After more than 32 hours of moving, this is the first time Gary will sleep in over 50 hours.
Every book has some people who can't find it.
Are you able to sign something? Are you right-handed?
No, I can sign it.
Yeah, could you sign it? Can I hug you?
Is he here?
Gary's taking a nap right now.
Okay, then you can hug me.
Yeah.
This is a extremely high-end piece of craftsmanship from Newberry and Trappy. Note: the artisan hand-wrapped trekking pole, complete spare repair kit for all your needs on the trail.
How much time do I have?
21 minutes.
I need one. You keep doing that.
Keep eating.
I don't want any social media updates, okay?
Nope.
I just need to be right here.
With only a few minutes of actual sleep, Gary hopes he'll have enough strength to finish the final 2 loops.
What you doing?
As Jared makes his way to the yellow gate, Gary finalizes his gear and nutrition as he prepares for the long night ahead.
I love you. I love you. I love you guys. Thank you.
How you doing, Gary?
All right, how are you? Get some of these.
Way to go, Gary.
Yeah.
All right, 147 and 149. Are y'all both ready to go?
Yeah.
You got your stuff?
Hopefully.
We are out. Thank you, guys.
Jared and Gary agree to continue to stay and work together through Loop 4. It will be the last loop this will be allowed. Of the 40 people who started the 2016 Barkley Marathons, only 25 started their second loop. 7 started the third, but only 3 completed the fun run and started their fourth. Gary, Jared, and local runner John Kelly. As day breaks, all of the runners and crews in camp rally around the gate to support the 3 runners that remain. Over 15 hours after they started their fourth loop, Gary and Jared return to camp.
He's right behind me. He's right there. He's fine.
Nice, Gary!
One of the unique rules of the Barkley is that if more than one runner begins the 5th loop, they are to head in opposite directions, no longer able to work together. The direction is chosen by the first to start their 5th and
Absolutely.
final loop.
I would not have gotten this far without Jared, so I asked him what he wants, and he wants clockwise, so I get counterclockwise no matter when we check in. It's cool. That's awesome.
Thank you.
This means regardless of which direction Gary travels, he will have to navigate it entirely on his own.
Good job, yeah.
Good job, Gary.
All of his years of preparation have come down to this one final loop.
All right, guys, you ready?
Yep.
Just let me get. Okay. I need my music is the main thing. I think it's in the top pouch there. I need sunblock on my neck. I need this filled with water. I need my bladder filled with as much rice milk that we have left. I need a headlamp battery or a headlamp set, please. One headlamp. Hi, little man.
Hi, Daddy.
I have been hallucinating for hours. Hi. All I keep singing going up every hill is take the elevator up, take the elevator down. Hey, I got one more to go.
One more, brother.
Take a moment to enjoy that bell. That bell is awesome, man.
This whole camp is pulling for you. The whole world is pulling for you. Just think about me and reading Roxy.
What's going on, man? Where are you going? I got an idea. We should head out here and go in opposite directions and high five right in the middle. And if I'm asleep, wake me up.
Take these before you.
So you ready?
Yep.
13 hours and 3 minutes. Perfect.
Do it. Good job, Gary. Hey, Gary!
Gary and Jared both have 13 hours and 3 minutes to finish the last loop of the Barkley Marathons before the 60-hour time limit. This is over 2 hours faster than their fourth loop. They're also not the only runners to start the fifth and final loop. Local runner John Kelly, in the midst of his second attempt at the Barkley, arrives to the gate soon after Gary and Jared leave, finishing his fourth loop. He has 14 minutes to leave camp before the final loop cutoff. After 48 hours, John is exhausted. Somehow, with the help of his crew and fellow barkers, John gathers the strength to approach the gate and accept his fifth and final bib from Laz. This is the furthest John has gotten at the Barkley. Unfortunately, moments later, he'll step off into the trees to lay down and sleep. He'll eventually take Quitter's Road back to the gate, ending his 2016 Barkley attempt. He won't be the Barkley's last victim. For the fifth and final loop, we were allowed to visit the road crossing that both Gary and Jared would pass over in their laps. With no knowledge of when or who would arrive first, it would be 3 hours before Jared arrived. Knowing Gary would be around the same speed heading in the opposite direction, we continued to wait. And wait. And wait. 5 hours later, Gary finally arrived, and it was not how we anticipated.
No, I'm serious. I feel bad for, I just found out you guys were down here, and Linda was obviously very much like, we need to go find these guys, go let you guys know, because you have no service. Started the fifth loop and felt great and was really excited. Knew that it was going to come down to navigation. What I knew was going to affect me, but was sleep deprivation. I've actually been up for 96 hours right now, which is about the limit of me to be up and legally driving a vehicle. And I basically spent 2.5 hours going in circles to find the third book. Because of the sleep deprivation, I couldn't recognize anything. For a moment when I got the, am I making any sense at all right now? And I put in a push to get to 4 at the prison, and I botched the entry, and that's when I realized that I needed sleep. So I was like, I'm gonna go over to Ratjaw and see these guys. And I got up there, and it was like AT and John Feggi and like just all this crew, Heather Anderson of like previous finishers, and they were like, you're not dropping or going anywhere else but back on the course right now. And then I started realizing that like there's not enough time to sleep and get the books. There's not. And I had the physical abilities, but the sleep deprivation was just like
The last thing we expected to see in the middle of nowhere, Tennessee, was Gary rolling up in a minivan. It was as heartbreaking as it was surreal. Gary went on to tell us how he was able to hitch a ride back to camp, essentially forfeiting his race.
And the funny thing is, like, I'm defeated, I'm frustrated, and I was so close, and I know that I can do this. Like, I was that close. But I get back to camp and everybody's congratulating me, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I just DNF'd. But it was kind of like they totally negated any sorrow that I had because they were all very congratulatory about getting that far.
We eventually all made it back to camp for one last celebration. While Gary was the last victim of the 2016 Barkley Marathons, Jared would eventually finish his 5th and final loop with less than 28 minutes to spare, keeping the total number of Barkley finishers to 14 and making him the only 3-time finisher of the Barkley. It was an incredible moment to witness and a testament to his incredible strength and endurance.
So Barkley 2016 was everything I expected and more. It was a very complex emotional period in the week following the race. There were a lot of congratulations coming my way, which I didn't really feel that I deserved or wanted. And I tried to get back at things pretty quickly. I had nothing. I had an inability to sustain stress levels. I couldn't train. I couldn't physically do anything. I couldn't go up steep terrain without getting lightheaded, without having to sit down. I was kind of a shell of myself for 6 months. Just wiped my calendar, wasn't running, wasn't training, was just trying to stay on top of work. 6 months ago, I wasn't certain I was even going to be able to recover enough to get to where I am now. I wasn't going to push through and not allow my body the rest that it needed. It wasn't until after the last race I directed at the end of September, then going into October, that I finally felt like things were coming around, and I was starting to feel a bit rested and a bit recovered. And I had said going into it to Linda, to my family, that if I didn't get through, I wouldn't go back for 2 years. I say that it took me 72 hours. Linda says it took me 24 hours.
By the time we got to Nashville, before we went to bed that night, this is less than 24 hours later, he looked at me and he said, "Just so you know, I'm thinking about next year." So he will tell people that it took him 2 or 3 days to come to that decision, and it was a day. It was a whole 24 hours. And as soon as he said it, I was like, okay, we'll go, no problem. And it was never an issue. I knew that he needed to get it done. I know that he needs to get it done, and I'm gonna support him in that as many years as it takes. Hopefully just 1 more year.
There was no way I was going to allow this to roll more than a calendar year before stepping back on that line and trying to make this happen. When I pin my Barkley bib on again in a few weeks, that will be 1 calendar year since I've last pinned on a race bib for running. So I didn't do a single running event in the 12 months between the Barkley. Here we are 12 months later, trained up and ready to go again. This is my preamble to the training videos that I decided to go forth with. Today is Tuesday, February 28th.
Over the last 6 months, during one of the worst winters in the Pacific Northwest's history, Gary focused all of his energy on training for the 2017 Barkley Marathons. He ran just under 1,000 miles and managed to accumulate over 410,000 feet of vertical gain.
The Barkley scares the hell out of me. Going back a second time is harder than the first time, no matter how much success you've had. I know what it is now, and it's scarier than it's ever been before.
I traveled to Vancouver, British Columbia to follow Gary on what would be his final big workout leading into the Barkley.
We are now going into what will be the final training run of this training block. The goal of the workout, first and foremost, is to carry all my Barkley gear. So I'll be wearing a backpack that'll probably be anywhere from 8 to 10 pounds. And it is to go through the entire night while also accumulating 20,000 feet of vertical gain and loss.
Oh, wow. Look what's waiting for us tonight. Oh, so this is why there's an awful lot of packing going on right now. This is what it's supposed to be tonight for 10 hours. I'm excited, can't you tell?
It's been quite the season here, weather-wise. We've had a ton of snow, almost historic levels and a lot of rain. I've got a contingency plan. I've got all the gear I need, and if it ends up being a super nasty night, I'll be prepared for that.
So we've got 8 pounds of supplies in here, and basically everything that you would need to face the apocalypse. But this is my aid station, my change of clothes, my clothes for afterwards, my gear for wearing, and then a bag of stuff that I just hope I don't have to even touch. And that's it. We're good to go.
To best simulate the Barkley, Gary sets out to start his overnight session at 10 p.m. His plan is to run repeats up a 1.5 mile section of trail known as the BCMC. Each summit will accumulate 2,500 feet of gain. He won't stop until he hits 20,000 feet of gain, less than 1/3 of the entire Barkley.
10 o'clock start time, it is 9:59, and this. A variable I can't control, where if the fog sets in and you can't see your own feet, it's all navigation and your navigation skills. And I've improved my skills greatly, but that will be a true test that I have no guarantees I know I can pass at this point. So we'll see what we get on race day, and as we do, we try to mimic everything we can in training. Right, that's cool. Look at that. 4,300 feet, just over 2 hours, just after midnight. Moving really slow overall. So far, so good. Tag this, get back at it. There won't be any descent records set out here tonight. Well, there's the Battleship Galactica and lap 2 on the BCMC plus the skyline. So far we're up to 6,800 feet of climbing, 3 hours 40 minutes. Nearly had a catastrophe there. This is where I landed. That's where I started doing a header, and the spike ended up wrapped around a stump. Nearly put me down, but thankfully no harm, no foul. Just shy of halfway through right now, 9,500 feet, 5 hours, 8 minutes.
Gary manages to push through the night with minimal issues. His body, nutrition, and mind all prove he's in the best shape of his life heading into the 2017 Barkley.
Overall, things are going swimmingly. 12,000 feet, 6 hours, 40 minutes. I clearly just hit a wall. Been fighting through for the last 20 minutes. It's not normal for me to get my low at 6 in the morning. Normally it's at 4 o'clock. But I haven't consumed nearly enough calories in the last 2 hours. We're at 8 hours, 40 minutes, just under 15,000 feet, almost 18 miles, and it is 6:40 in the morning. Late December back in 63. Boats. City. Sign. Oh, what a night. 16,000 feet and stuff and things. I'm not done. I got 4,000 feet more to go. And I'm not even gonna think about it or talk about it. I'm gonna eat some food and get my butt off this mountain and get it done and go home. But I'm having fun.
After 12.5 hours, Gary manages to complete his goal of 20,000 feet overnight in just over 26 miles. His final monster workout before the 2017 Barkley is complete.
Woo! 20,000. It felt hard. It was good. I have done 62,000 feet of climbing and descent in the last 8.5 days, and 126,000 in the last 3.5 weeks. Taper begins right now. Another beautiful morning in paradise. Let's go eat pancakes.
The most accomplished Barkley Marathons runner ever had 31 minutes to spare. I was with Jared for 47 hours. We did not mess around. We were pushing the entire time. And it is currently getting well up there in terms of the ability for anybody to finish it. So I've controlled every variable that I can in my training, in my preparations. I'm ready to accept whatever card is dealt to us on the day, and I'm ready to put everything into it. And it is my hope that I will be fortunate enough to have the stars align when I get there to be able to pull off a finish. That's the only goal for me. There is no reward in anything less than 5 laps.
3 weeks later, we were back in Tennessee. Gary's second attempt of the Barkley was about to begin.
And when they came down here, they took them in at gunpoint. Sent them back the way they came. Last year's refuse.
I feel incredibly fortunate to be standing in this park 1 year later, not the least of which is just to have gotten back into the race. There are 40 people in the race. There were over 1,000 that applied on time, and to actually be feeling healthier and fitter than a year ago is special, and I feel very fortunate to be able to say that. Pretty much riddled with stress and anxiety at the exact moment, and have been for a couple of days now. There's a lot going through my head, and it's difficult to find an escape from that, and moments where I can step back and just be happy that I'm here and appreciate that it's beautiful. And I love being in this park. I love being offline. There's no service here, which is great. I try to steal as many moments of those as I can, but they're few and far between because my brain is just churning at 100 miles an hour. I am anxiously awaiting the start and to get back out there, and once I start moving, I think everything's going to start to make sense. So we're going to head to camp and grab a bib and check in, and then try to pretend that we're happy and relaxed until the conch gets... Conch or conch? I always said conch. I heard it was pronounced conch. I'm going to stick with conch for now until the conch is blown. Try and get some sleep. All right, we're doing this. We're out. Plans. After each lap, the fluid plan is that I want access to water. Let's check in. I want access to water.
Runners and crews from around the world begin to arrive to camp, check in, and prepare for the weekend ahead. After failing to complete the 5th and final lap last year, John Kelly has also returned for his 3rd attempt at the Barkley.
I don't want to be waiting around. I don't want anyone waiting around on me.
Gary takes the time to catch up with old friends before checking in. It's also the moment he's made aware of a new change to the 2017 Barkley Marathons.
There he is. I have seen you and seen you.
Yeah.
Is this a typo, or are we swapping loops directions every lap?
Do you always share everything you know with everyone that's there?
Did you hear that? It's a washing machine now. We switch direction every lap.
So it's not...
They've never done that before. Yeah. All right, let's go.
If there's one thing that's true about the Barkley, it's that you can never predict the Barkley. After one last photo op, Gary will spend the next few hours consulting with other runners, reviewing the map, course, and preparing for the start that can take place anytime between midnight and noon the following day.
The food plan is much more dialed than last year. Hopefully it continues to make sense. This is food for the race, okay? Between laps, Sean is going to cook a single burger, and I want the burger with ketchup, and I want 3 strips of bacon.
Because Gary contributes his failure in 2016 to sleep deprivation, he finalizes his gear and preparations early, then heads to bed.
been a year. I can't believe it's been a year already. So yeah, I'm ready for this thing to be over.
As the sun fades and rain clouds move in, runners and crews also settle in for the night. Little do they know that this year, they're in for an early wake-up call.
I really think we should set up deer cameras around the books just to
So you can't blow all the water.
Oh, you should have seen it.
12:43, sorry.
12:42, actually.
We're not leaving this spot for 4 more minutes. You can't tell people.
30 seconds. I forgot.
The good thing is this. I don't have to lay here all night complaining about not sleeping. I'm fucking awake and I'm ready to go, and I'm actually feeling okay. So I'm excited about the early start. Oh, time flies. 34 minutes, half hour gone. I'm ready. All right, go team.
Minutes before the start, Laz decides to throw one more curveball.
First ever official Barkley watches. $10.88 watch, you just do that, right? 26 minutes and 40 seconds till start time. Oh, look at that. High comfort strap right there. This goes to 0, we start running.
For the first time in Barkley history, the only timepiece runners will be allowed to use is a cheap $11 watch set to chrono time provided by Laz.
This whole Barkley time watch is kind of freaky. Like it's already messing with my head as to what time of day it actually is because it's set to 0 time for the start of the race. We're gonna be all by night. So our first lap might actually be closer to 9 hours, would make sense. I think he's only done this once before. Or there's only been one start time earlier than this. I like the earlier start though. I don't have to toss and turn all night not sleeping. Just get going. Hey baby. I know. Bye sweetie.
Everybody waits on you.
As the sun rose in camp, word gets around that all of the runners, including the leaders, dealt with rain and bad fog, limiting their visibility to a few feet through the night.
And the fog was horrible. First group.
9 hours and 29 minutes after the start, 2 leaders enter camp finishing Loop 1, Gary Robbins and John Kelly.
Good job, you guys. Good job, Gary. 25. Was there fog?
Oh, God, yeah.
There's a point we were standing literally 2 feet from the trail, and we were like, where's the trail? I don't see the trail. It's 2 feet from it.
We actually missed the trail, went right over top of it. Ah, it's good to get the first one done.
12. That's a 13. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13.
Fantastic.
The number.
Thank you.
The neater they are, the faster
I know, they'll get neater as we go.
A kiss? And Kim's steal this boy away. Kim's gonna take him. Okay. What to eat, babe? Burger?
Burger, I need food. I gotta change everything.
With their previous experience, both Gary and John make the short break as efficient as possible by eating as much as they can stomach, swapping as little gear as necessary, and heading back out.
That's the most damage I've ever taken on a single lap.
Yeah?
It's really slick.
John is the first to leave for Loop 2,
Gary, I'll see you up there, man.
but Gary is close behind.
Come on, Gary. You can do it.
Go get it. Do it, babe.
9:46:39. You are all on your own. We're gonna try to plan for some fog tonight.
That'd be wonderful. I was really enjoying that fog. Thank you for your time, everybody. I'll see you in.
Go, Gary!
Woo!
Man, it is fucking hard to leave camp.
I think it's gonna be fine. This next loop will be faster because it's gonna be warmer and daylight the whole time. Gary feels really good about the navigation, and he said that the first 4 books were tough. They were really hard to find, especially the first 2. And then after that, he was the one doing all the navigating. So no complaints about his body whatsoever. So he'll go faster this next loop and he'll nail it. I think he'll be more like 8.5 hours this time. That's my guess. 8.5 to 9, which is what he needs.
Throughout the morning hours, other runners continue to come into camp, finishing their first loop and starting their second.
11:11:56.
All right, thank you.
There's also 14 runners who were unable to finish their first loop in the time allotted, included well-known ultrarunner Michael Wardian.
Got lost, I got frustrated, I got my butt kicked, I was chasing cutoffs for the first time in my life, which was really awesome, actually.
Now well into Loop 2, Gary and John continue to work together, moving quickly through the remaining daylight. Despite moving as fast as they can, they won't finish this loop until the sun has already set, forcing them to start their third loop during the second night.
Good job, guys.
I want coffee after, please.
Yeah, no, up the floor was the test.
All right, thank you, Les. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, baby.
Man, Gary.
I need a burger right now, and then I need to focus on getting mostly everything set, and then I'm going to change into what I'm going to wear, and then I need to lay down for about 35 minutes right away.
Unlike last year, Gary and John decide to take a brief sleep between loops 2 and 3 while it's still night.
It's really tough with a night start like this, how much time you spend in the dark. That's the real challenge this year. We didn't make a single major gaff that entire lap, which is why, so things went really well.
Do we have any alcohol?
No, I know it's stuff we really should have taken care of. Okay, I need to get changed.
Gary is taking a nap. There's 3 minutes left, and he is snoring really loudly, which warms my heart so much. So I have to wake him up in 3 minutes, and then he has 10 minutes to get out of here, and then he has 38.5 hours to finish. No problem. It's really strong. It's warm. And just so you know, the Oilers won 6-1.
And?
Connor McDavid had a hat trick and 3 assists.
What? Where are these?
With 3 minutes.
Take this. Yeah, plenty of time.
Hey.
Can you grab the lightweight blue jacket in the right suitcase, please? I'm only gonna eat 1 sandwich. They're good, but they're difficult to eat. This should be enough. This should be good.
Sorry if I blinded anyway. You've got your compass, you've got your map.
John and I have been offering each other food, and he's got all gluten stuff, and he doesn't eat sushi, and it's just been this comedic, like, gross. All right, well, I guess you're not eating any of my food. That worked out really well. I needed that so badly. So, Ethan, I've decided that you're gonna tape me saying Barkley, and then every time I drop an F-bomb, you're gonna overlay it with Barkley. So I really fucking needed that now. Barkley. Did he just leave?
Yeah.
Perfect. We're good, Les. All right,
You ready?
Yep.
131. You're on your own.
Let's go, baby.
All right, guys.
Good job, Gary.
Reed!
Thank you. Nice job, buddy.
Keep it up.
Ruin your bike ride? No. Delayed. Catch some burgers if you want.
Want some coffee? Sean, what do you need? You don't want coffee? No. Okay.
Here's the bag. That needs to be very small.
Yep. Yeah.
The forecast is for it to be like this all day, right?
Yeah. You want sunscreen?
It definitely needs sunscreen.
You look amazing. I mean, you look pretty shitty. You look amazing. I know.
It's getting very difficult to eat. I need to be eating those burgers right now, and I would like to try some yogurt, please.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing. Since the 4th book on the first lap, we haven't gotten lost.
How's he moving?
He's moving really well.
With the Barkley Fun Run now complete, both John and Gary were clearly worked from the 33 hours and multiple nights of running. Very few words were exchanged in either camp, and their focus was on the final 2 loops ahead.
Hardest thing race I've ever done.
We'll be right there. Yeah.
I'm just gonna take this. I'm gonna go. I love you.
Thank you
very much, guys.
Yeah.
Good. Mom.
Yeah. Reed's best friend. Go, Gary.
Are you ready?
I am indeed. Ready as I'm gonna be.
The 4th loop is about determination. Extreme sleep deprivation kicks in, the body rebels, and every fiber wants to quit. 40 runners started the 2017 Barkley Marathons. 26 finished the first loop, only 8 finished the second, and 6 managed a 3-loop fun run. Gary and John are the only 2 runners to finish Loop 3 and start their 4th. They continue to help each other, support each other, and push each other through the mountains of Frozen Head State Park for the entire second day. By the time they arrive back to camp, it's just after midnight on the 3rd night, 46.5 hours after they started. The anticipation for their arrival in camp is palpable.
Good job, guys.
Way to go!
Gary and John will no longer be able to work together. They will be forced to separate and head in opposite directions for their final lap. It will take everything they have to finish it.
I've only got one pole in my hand.
Good job, Gary.
Hi. Hi. Okay,
let's get you out of
here.
Okay.
You've got to take the whole hose off and get the hose off the other bag on there as soon as possible.
Okay.
I broke a pole, so I need the backup 130. There's 2 120s and one 130. We got to get out of here as quick as possible. What is the weather supposed to do tonight?
Rain is expected 100%.
Everything ready to go through here. You have a headlamp with a 445 battery on it.
You put 1.5 liters in it, please.
Water.
Water.
Yep.
A liter. Not a full 1.5 liters.
You look amazing.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to fucking do this.
Yeah.
I've got time, and I know what I'm doing.
Eat.
Okay, I'm gonna keep wearing this headlamp. I need a second headlamp with the longest battery, not attached, and I need that in the bag. I need my waterproof jacket, and I need my waterproof pants.
They're right next to you.
I need them
So-
in the bag.
Yep.
With the headlamp. Where's the pants?
Right there.
In the bag.
In the bag.
I need.
The headlamp is on, but not plugged in. Okay.
Come on.
You hear me?
Yeah. Perfect.
I still have your music in my hand. Do you want one more battery just in case? No.
No, I got 2.
Let it out. If you need to let it out, just do it. It'll be a good release. Do it, baby. You've got this. You're so strong. You're so amazing. You've got this. Don't ever want to come back, right? Just let it go. I love you so fucking much, baby.
All right. What clothes?
Your pants and your jacket are in that bag along with
It's
the
a
headlamp
thick
and the
jacket.
headband.
Where's the...
I got. Okay. I can't.
Chaser?
Yeah. I got a headlamp, I got a backup headlamp, I got gloves, I got my ear wrap, I got waterproof jacket, waterproof pants, we've replaced the hose. You put sunblock on me, right?
Yep.
And I've got all my food. Sean, you put a liter of water in the bag? And this is rice milk, right?
Rice milk. Remember when you...
Alright, let's walk to the gate, get the fuck out of here and get this shit done.
Look like a straight triple, you know?
Ice cream, please.
It's just like a little, like 10 calories, like every now and again.
Yeah.
It looks good. Go, Gary.
More ice cream.
Okay. There you go, baby. Do it, babe. Woo! All right.
Thank you. Go, baby!
Both Gary and John came in at the same time. Gary is doing the counterclockwise, and he said that he knows that loop the best, so he's really happy with it. I don't know how they decided. Not enough time, but it was a kind of a shit show. Let's be honest. Like, it was all over the place. He was panicky. He ate about 3/4 of this. He's out. He's fired up. He's gonna do this. He has about 13 hours and 20 minutes, and then he will be done, and we never have to come back here ever again.
I mean, what could go wrong?
By early morning, the rain, fog, flooding, and mud had arrived. Gary and John would have to navigate through all of it, collecting their pages and moving quickly to arrive before the 60-hour cutoff. The gathering crowd kept their eyes on both directions to see who would arrive first.
They're the only ones that know. They know one of 3 things. They know they got it made. They're busting their ass because it's going to be close, or they know it's over.
I've been better. It started raining at 7 o'clock this morning and it hasn't let up. I thought it would diminish, but yeah, my stomach hurts. I didn't sleep a lot. I slept more than I thought I would, but I didn't sleep a lot. I feel scattered. I feel helpless. I wish I could will him here. That's amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Seth. Okay, so it's a piece of cheesecake that sets me off. There's a cafe in town called Angie's, and a waitress there named Gail, who is the sweetest lady in the world, and she just sent us a piece of cheesecake. Yeah, anything else?
Moments later, camp bursts alive as one of the runners emerges from the rain. It's John Kelly, wearing a grocery bag and beanie he had found in the forest to use as protection from the storms. He is the first to arrive to the Yellow Gate, completing his 5th and final lap with only 30 minutes to spare. After 2 previous attempts, he will become the 15th finisher of the Barkley Marathons.
Awesome. Awesome.
Gary, he's not here yet.
not here yet. You beat him. You beat him. We didn't see him. We don't know. He had plenty of time. He had good time.
The first thing John does when he finishes the Barkley is to ask about Gary and if he is okay. At this point, Gary has less than 30 minutes to touch the gate. As the minutes turn to seconds, all eyes are aimed up the trail in hopes of seeing Gary burst through the trees. No one was prepared for what happened next.
Is that Gary? Wait.
Wrong direction.
Gary?
I got all the pages got dropped. I left the wrong side of the mountain in the fog. I had to swim over. Was it cute?
Do what?
He had to come a different way. He has all his pages. I have all my pages.
All of his pages.
I went the wrong way. Nothing went. If it's not good as rules, it's fine.
Gary, you did an amazing job here.
Huh? No, I have to see where he's meant to get end up back there. I can't figure out where you go from book one to end up.
I can show you, Les.
I can show you.
I can show you on a map. If I had time, I would have been here 10 minutes ago.
I can show you on a map, Les, but I understand if it's against the rules to not come down the trail. That's all I could do to get in before cutoff, so I had to take that chance and do it.
Well, it was 60:06. I actually checked the time.
Okay.
Come out by the volleyball fields.
Did you get all your pages?
Yeah, he would have gotten all the pages. He turned right on the last.
Okay, he got
on
all
the
his
last
pages.
turn.
Did he make the time limit?
No.
By how much did he miss?
6 seconds. But you have to come in on the right trail anyway. Yeah. Still, it's a story for the ages.
60 hours and 6 seconds. Gary was able to collect all of his pages, but sleep deprivation and hypothermia led to a catastrophic wrong turn 2 miles outside of camp, putting Gary off course. For a second time, he did not technically complete his 5th loop. He did not finish the Barkley.
Thank you very much for another wonderful event.
See ya, Gary.
That was easy.
It was really hard to come back to the online world and to deal with everything afterwards, because the way that it all unfolded meant that it got 10 times the attention that it would have otherwise. All I wanted to do was to crawl under a shell and just disappear and let it go away. Now what I'm being confronted with is that I never actually dealt with the total emotional fallout of the experience. I would trade everything tomorrow, all the notoriety and all the benefits that have come with the exposure, and I would trade it all happily and gladly to just be an average face in the forest who happens to be a Barkley finisher who people don't know or care about as much.
There's a few things that are hard about Barkley for a partner, especially when you love that partner more than anyone or anything on the planet. You want that person to succeed so badly. You believe in them. I believe in Gary so hard and just want him to succeed in everything that he does.
We knew right away that it wasn't going to end like this and that we had to go back and do it one more time and become an official finisher. And that took less than 24 hours to determine. Basically looked at each other and said, we're doing this next year, and we're going back and we're finishing it and doing it right.
I have zero doubt that Gary can finish Barkley. I know physically he can do it. I know mentally he can do it. I know emotionally he can do it. There's nothing that can stop him.
I had the mental ability to continue to step up and respond as each challenge unfolded. I had the physical abilities to get through the race, and what I confirmed and learned was that I have what it takes to become a Barkley Marathons finisher. I can do it, and I will do it.